Welcome to Business Authority Radio, bringing you insights from today's thought leaders, professionals, and influencers. With your hosts, Neil Howe and Craig Williams.
Welcome to another episode of Business Authority Radio. This is Craig Williams, and I have Mr. Pierre. I'm going to call him the Pillow Man, the pillow expert. No, actually, he's a drapery and interior design professional.
Yes.
But with a great story, a number of stories, I believe.
Yes, a number of stories.
Tell me a little bit about Pierre and your passion and what brought you here today in business.
Okay, what brought me here today in business? I started out in Atlanta, actually making pillows in Virginia Highlands. And I went from making pillows in Virginia Highlands to actually going into a store and actually carried my pillows. So after working on pillows, I actually got into model homes. And then when I started working on model homes, I went from working in the model homes to working in Turks and Caicos. And that's what brought me from working with just pillows. So everything fabric, that's what I work with.
So you're still in Turks and Caicos, right? Because
yes.
I would have never left there.
Yeah, I'm still in Turks and Caicos, yes.
Gotcha. So when you say pillows, are we talking the little square ones, the ones you sleep on?
Every type of pillow, round, square, cushions, upholstery, window treatment, anything with fabric. That's basically that I replicate.
Gotcha. And so you actually are the seamstress or the tailor of this?
I have two other people who help me, but I also tailor.
Tell me what got you into pillows.
Well, actually, I'm an interior designer. Mm-hmm. And when the economy was going really, really bad, I decided to move into another area. So I started working with the model homes, and then I would have fabric left over, and then I started making pillows, and then the pillows just kept going and going, and I put them in different stores, and then they just started moving, and I had one on the east side, the west side, and then I have a store in New York City that carries them also.
I love the simplicity of a pillow. Very purposeful, but I mean, it's simple.
Yes, it's simple. It's a simple gift.
And I love simplicity.
Yes.
I mean, one of my backgrounds is shining shoes. That's a passion that I've had, and it's a very simple business. And so I'm intrigued a little bit more about what do some of these pillows look like? What are some of the textures?
Some of the textures are animal prints. They can be from textures as like faux fur. They can be hammered, where the person hammered the fabric where it raised a little bit.
Wow.
It's different types, different feels.
Embossed.
Yeah, embossed. It's just like fashion. It's stretchable fabrics, all different upholstery.
Okay. What do you love most about the pillow business or the interior business?
The interior design business is a wonderful business. It's an actual business that you actually have to have a passion for.
Yeah.
And I have a passion for it. I went to New York School of Interior Design. And after New York School of Interior Design, I worked at Bloomingdale's. That was my first job.
Wow.
So from there, I learned all the knowledge of dealing with interior design. And then when I moved from New York City to Atlanta, I ventured into the Atlanta Metropolitan College. And in Atlanta Metropolitan College, I studied upholstery, window treatment, and textiles and interior design all over again because I was down here.
Wow. So what would you say you would do all day if you had all the time to do the part of the business that you love the most about it? Is it the creative side or is it the actual
creative side? Fabric shopping. That's the best part.
Looking for the different textures.
The textiles and the colors.
Yeah.
And running around the city to find the texture.
And are you expressing through the pillow itself or the fabrics, or is this customized by the client that you're serving?
It's basically customized by the client because it's a one-of-a-kind piece. Because you can actually purchase something from Bed Bath & Beyond, but that's not a apierredesign. That's just something that you just purchase from a store. So
do you embellish on
Yeah, I can
those?
embellish them. Basically, the pillows they can be any type of pillow, from a pillow that basically, like if if you were going to an event and you were having an event and someone was getting ready to get married and you wanted a pillow, I could have the pillow monogram with the person's name on it. To me, this is how I started with pillows, and I always put pillow back into my business. But there's other things that I do besides the pillows when I do the interior design. But that's the factor of how I started with the pillows. So
that's your core.
That's my
core.
You
build from the pillow out.
Yeah, build from the pillow out. It's a gift. Women go crazy over pillows.
I go crazy over pillows.
Yeah, but they're special. They're unique and they're different, because if you go to someone's house, to make a long story short, I actually go to some clients' houses and I forget that I make the pillow. And they're like, "Oh, you made this." And I was like, "Oh, did I?" Because it's been like 4 or 5 years and they still have the pillow. It still exists. Okay.
Tell me a little bit more about how you've incorporated design into film.
Okay, this is how I incorporate the design in pillows into the movie industry. The way I got started in the movie industry, I worked on a movie with Tyler Perry. It was called For Colored Girls Only. And there was a particular scene in there. And in this scene, there was a scene where Whoopi Goldberg was telling her daughter that her other daughter only gave her $10. And Whoopi Goldberg walks in the room and she says, "I don't like you to move my stuff." And she walks and there's a bench. And on the bench, there's a pillow on the left side and there's a pillow on the right side. And that's how I got into the movie industry. I made a pillow. And I've actually done 75 movies.
75 movies.
Yes.
So we don't have the time to go down that list.
But I'll start with the most important ones. Okay. We're going to do The Hunger Games 1 through 4.
Wow.
I actually did that. Selma.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that.
And currently Baby Driver.
Oh, man. Yes. I saw that. I saw that.
The main scene in the movie where the diner actually did the diner.
Okay.
Yes. And
that was shot here in Atlanta. So
yeah,
you do a lot
basically everything is shot in Atlanta
now.
Baby Driver, and then I currently just finished up *Halt and Catch Fire* season 4. So I started out with them with their pilot, and then I worked on to the season 4.
So your gifts have made room for you.
Yeah, they made room. But the best part of this, I think through all of this movies I do, I think the best experience I've had with actually my own work is going to the theater and seeing my pillow on the screen. It was the best feeling.
Wow.
Even though I do everything from planes, trains, boats. I'm sure you guys have actually seen the Samsung commercial where he's actually took the teddy bear and he said, "Oh, we had an incident," and he's running and he's running and he's running. I actually did that commercial 2 years ago on Mother's Day.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So my work is out there. It's basically all over Atlanta.
Gotcha. What's next for you?
What's next for me? Well, today I just got another television show.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
And you're probably not at liberty to say what it is.
No, not yet. Okay. But it's actually a part of AMC. So.
Wow. One of my favorite networks.
Yes. That's a good network.
So back to your entry into interior design. Was it a arts class?
Well, no, it wasn't.
Creative writing class.
So how I got into interior design?
Yeah.
To tell you how I got into interior design, my grandmother taught me how to make quilts when I was 7 years old. And my brothers would make fun of me because I was sitting down sewing quilts. But I knew at a young age that this was going to be something because I used to pretend that I would have a desk, a jack-in-the-box, and a phone.
Wow.
And I would pretend and I would sew and I would sew. And then when I got older, like when I was I said probably like 6th grade, 7th grade, I would change my mother's house every 3 months. So she was like, "I can't believe this."
Moving the furniture.
I made pillows by hand. I would sew them, stuff them. I would go find stuff and put them in. So it started out at a very, very young age with the pillows. So I continued doing it as an adult. But as a child, my grandmother taught me how to do my first stitch.
Wow. And what's your favorite stitch? There's different stitches.
The straight stitch where I can with a straight stitch, you can make window treatment, upholstery, window treatment, everything you can possibly do with a straight stitch, but anything that's fancy, if you're going to do embroidery, is a total different thing.
Yeah, well, that same straight stitch that I used to do the hems in my pants.
Yes, the same stitch.
Yeah, okay.
The same stitch, blind stitch. That's what they call it.
I'm gonna have to get into one of your, movies and help you out, because I know how to do that.
Okay, it can work. It can work.
So, from the as far as the business aspect, when did you know you had a business? I know you were passionate about it. You were very familiar with it. Did you look at it as a business early on, or was it more of a hobby type of?
It was a hobby, but then it turned into a business because I always had a job, but I always had my business. I never thought about it that way, but I've always had a business ever since I was a kid.
So hindsight,
I mean, yeah.
You're an entrepreneur.
Yeah. My mother would tell her girlfriends and they would want a pillow, and then someone else would want something, and then it just kept going that way.
Wow.
Yeah.
What would you say has changed a lot in the textile industry since you've been in interior design? What's been one of the biggest challenges or changes that you've witnessed?
There's a shortage of fabric. There's not a lot of fabrics that being housed in the fabric stores. So
I've seen a lot of like the Michaels or the lot of those.
But most of them are special order. And back in a couple of years ago, everything was in stock and you can readily get them. But with the economy and
there are very few.
Very few fabrics.
I've got 4 daughters, and my youngest, she's the creative one in the design and fashion, and I've gone for the last 2 years. I've gone to a fabric shop way up 85.
Yeah, which I came from today.
Yeah, which is right across from one of the largest studios in Atlanta.
Which I'm working at.
Okay, so how convenient. So you don't have far to go, because that warehouse, I walked up and down, and they have a ton. Those guys start thinking I was a regular too.
That's fun.
Yeah. And I remember growing up, my mother sewed. And, growing up with 2 sisters then and a mom in San Francisco, I spent a lot of time in fabric shops, and there were always Tupperware parties.
Yeah.
So I was around that environment all the time, that creative, and, my mom made. So I was very familiar and walking up and down and those big scissors and how they'd go. I was amazed by
my grandmother and I would actually walk. She stayed not too far from a textile place, and we would walk over there and we would get the scraps and we would make the quilts.
Yes. So, from lack comes creativity and innovation. And that's one of the fortunate things about our community and our culture, which I would never give up, But tell me a little bit about that process of using the scraps to now you have an abundance of.
Okay, well, I'll tell you how I do the scraps. When I work on model homes, I would have scraps left over. So with these scraps that I had left over, I couldn't figure out what to do with them. So I created this wine bag. And from this wine bag, I had stores in Atlanta that actually carries my wine bags. I have stores in New York City that carries my wine bags. They're actually in 4 stores in Atlanta total. And Atlanta University has some, let's see what else. There's a couple of other places in the metro city that has my wine bags. But I started my own collection of wine bags. So from the pillows, I started the wine bag collection because the wine bag collection, everyone drinks besides me. But when you go to a party, instead of taking a brown paper bag, you can take an apierredesign bag.
Outstanding.
Yes. And the good thing about the wine bags is good news is that I'll actually be a part of New York Fashion Week for my wine bags. I was chosen.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You got my mind spinning, and there's a lot that's going to come from this conversation, I'm sure. But tell me this. If you could talk to a 20-year younger Pierre, what would you tell him in reference to, I know a lot of the decisions you've made in your life and your business led you down this path. So I'm not saying that you would want to change much, because we learn more from our failures and our mistakes and our challenges than we do our successes. But what would you be telling a 20 years younger Pierre right now when it came to passion plus business?
I always tell people, if you believe in what you do, soon after the money will follow. So if you have a gift and you have a talent and it's something that you really, really enjoy doing, it's meant to be, and the money will follow.
Yeah. I love the conversation about skill, talent, ability, and gifts.
Yeah.
I understand gifts as given to us from our creator, and it's to be given. And I think that's a lot of times the money follows because people want more of the gifts and then they start wanting to pay for that gift.
Yes.
The skills, the talents, and abilities are usually the things that I look at as ways to actually make the money. I have a skill, I have a talent, I have an ability, but I like to hold back on my gift a lot of times to let that be. But I tend to lead with my gift. And we all tend to lead with our gift if we're passionate about what we're doing.
You're passionate about what you do. But there's three types of people. There are people who buy things, sell things, and make things. Either you have to fit in that category. And there are people who fit in all three of those categories.
Yeah.
And I fit in all three of those categories. But the best thing about the movie industry to me is that I cater to the movie industry. I come to them, I go to them, I have meetings with them. It's been an excellent ride with them.
So that sounds like that would be your authority because of all the skills, talents, and abilities you have, your gift.
But to find it very funny, they don't know a lot about my skills and talent because I don't share a lot with them, because to me, it's just a natural thing.
Yeah.
I just go in, I just do it. I don't say, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. I don't put myself on labels. I just... for example, I was working on the set and we had to have the set done in 20 minutes, or like an hour and 20 minutes. I did it in an hour and 20 minutes with no problem.
Because it was needed.
Yeah. And you stay focused and you're just, and if I actually had to tell a 20-year-old Pierre, I would say just stay focused, believe in yourself, because the others are always out there, to help you, but you have to find yourself first and know which direction you want to go in and learn and teach yourself. And there's always, and the best thing for me to tell a young person also, there's always technical colleges that are around. That's what made me feel so good about myself, because it's continuing education.
Yeah.
And every time I finish a movie, or normally when I'm finished from downtime, I go and get a certified in something just to boost, just to make myself feel, oh, I can do this, I can do that.
Accomplish.
Yeah.
I think
I continue it. I don't just stop, because I do so much. I do the interior design, the decorating, it's a lot that I do, but it's all under one umbrella. And I never think of it as being a lot. I never think of it, oh, you're a set designer, you're a decorator, you're a draper, you're this. To me, it's all under one umbrella. It's Andre Pierre. It's just my brand, apierredesign.
You're a result-oriented individual who's very resourceful. That's what I would say.
Yes, that's true.
And your resources are your experiences, your talents, your abilities, your skills, and your gifts. And you apply whatever you need to apply at the very moment that is needed. Has it been easy for you to find we're in a day and age of scaling. And as the opportunities come to us, there's only so much that Pierre can do. Have you started cloning yourself or?
Well, yeah, I have 3 people that actually, if I left Atlanta right now, they could run everything for me. So I have a team. And
has that taken time, or did you just haphazardly, because there were very few individuals who were creative in the space or the industry that you were in, you all looked around and said, hey, we're the only ones doing this, let's come together? Was it more of a collaborative effort, or was it something that you designed and you're going to continue to build on that? Yeah,
well, actually, my accountant actually told me that I needed to branch myself out, because when I'm working on a movie, I'm working on a movie for 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
So my deadlines are so intense where I actually had to have something. I dropped something off on Friday and had to have it done on Monday.
Gotcha.
So, and
it's not 9 to 5.
It's not a 9 to 5.
It's and get it done.
Yeah, and wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning and be on set. But I don't have to do that all the time.
Gotcha.
I only do it on certain occasions.
Gotcha.
But it's been a journey.
Awesome. Tell me a little bit about, I know you have some future projects, some that you can't speak to, but tell me about what other projects you'd like to be working on.
Well,
and not so much by name, but types of projects, maybe genres of projects.
Well, the project that I'm working on currently that is very exciting is after I finish a movie, usually I go on tour with my aunt. So I actually do backup with her. So I get to travel.
Do you sing?
Yes, I sing backup.
Well, we have a mic here.
Well, we're not going to do backup right now, but yes. When I'm finished with a project, I'll fly and I may go to London. It doesn't matter where she is, and I'll pop up and she goes, "Oh, I'm so happy you're here." So
your aunt, is she someone that we know, or
yes,
the audience?
Legendary Jean Carn.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So
interesting. That's my
shout out to Auntie. We love you.
And she actually taught me how to make a cornice board. And the cornice board is what goes over the top of the window with fabric. Yes.
So it's in your blood.
It's in my blood.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
She's one of my biggest fans.
Awesome. Well, Andre, this has been very enlightening and inspiring,
thank you,
but also encouraging at the same time. You were definitely a pioneer. It wasn't like someone said, "Hey, this is going to be the opportunities that you're going to have. You're going to go into homes and you're going to be making pillows for ladies, and then it's going to lead to eventually to the movie industry, and you're going to be also have so much time that you're going to be investing in that you'll also have time to do another thing that you love, and that's sitting behind your auntie." What I found on the journey of entrepreneurship is it's a lot of unpredictability, and
it is.
You definitely, it's not, they say some entrepreneurs are made, and I believe that,
yes.
And I believe that, I think if you're open to learn and very flexible and loving, because you have to be loving to be open as much as us creatives are. You can't be judgmental because that's more of a closed system. And you miss out on a lot thinking you know something about. And I like the fact that you said you're continuing to learn and open yourself to learn. You're always learning. Continuing ed is very important in the game of life. Or life in general.
Yes.
Just
don't stop.
Yeah. I mean, I've not been a person in my whole adult life to subscribe to the concept of retirement. I get the idea of retirement, putting in time to where one day you get to control your time. But per se, the idea of hanging my hat and I'm done now. I'm not, as I get more seasoned, I'm 50 now. And as I get older, as they say, I feel that the world, they say when we're younger, the world is our oyster, but I feel closer to that world being my quote oyster because of the failures and the experiences that I've had and the challenges that I've gone through to get to where I'm at.
But it's not easy, but the end of the tunnel, you'll see the light. Every day is not going to be a perfect day. Some days are going to be bad. Some days are going to be good. Some days you're going to have, excellent days.
But who really wants easy? Really?
But if it was meant to be easy, it would be given to you, and you have to make it.
It would be something that we would not appreciate over time, and we would not seek to be better at and be open to learn so that we can pursue a level of excellence that not so much that others would say, oh, they're perfect or they're excellent, but that they would be pleased and encouraged to do all that they can do as well. I think that's the true life of an entrepreneur to be.
If you were growing up and your mom instilled in you, you can do anything you want. It's kind of hard to go to a job and here someone tells you to do a task and you basically can do that task yourself and make money on your own.
And be limited to, that's all we want you to do.
Yes.
Yeah. So I applaud you. I applaud you with big hands, bigger than these right here.
Thank you.
And I encourage you to continue to do what you're doing. And as an authority in not only the textile or the interior design or just in design in general, but in the business world as a giant of your stature, inside and out. I mean, how tall are you?
5'8". 5'8".
But you.
But it looks good on camera.
Yeah. But you bring a presence because of your passion it exceeds you.
But to me, I basically can say that I live interior design.
Mm-hmm.
I like interior design, but the fabric is what makes me so happy. When I can see a female walk down the street and I can say, oh, she has on such a beautiful, beautiful dress. But in my head, that's a pillow.
Yeah. 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 So I see that. Those
are the things that I can see nature and pull all the things together and say, okay, I can make this, I can do this, I can do that. It's what the creator gave us. And you can't be taught that. It has to come from him.
Yeah. I like how you pack that, you stuff that into the fabric. There's a fabric of life. There's our fabric,
mm-hmm.
And it's interwoven. There's a lot interwoven into your fabric, the creativity. It's exciting to hear, and I look forward to seeing more of your work and watching your work.
Thank you.
How do people get in touch with you? We'll have this on the show notes, but how do people find you?
I'm actually on Instagram under Andre Pierre, apierredesign, and Facebook, apierredesign.
Oh, any telephone numbers you want to?
The phone number is very, very easy, but if you're calling for a business, yes, 404-221-1221.
You heard that, folks. Your pillow orders probably need to do that online, right?
Yes.
But if you're calling for big business, call Pierre. And the name of your company again?
It's apierredesign.
apierredesign. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for gracing us with your stories and your pillows.
Thank you.
Keep stuffing them.
You've been listening to Business Authority Radio with Neil Howe and Greg Williams. To learn more about the resources mentioned in today's show or to listen to past episodes, visit businessauthorityradio.com.